Hey, have you been forced to learn the seventh chord inversions and you're like, when am I going to use this? And you're like, okay, some of these sound stupid. I don't want to play them, so you just don't practice them. Here's the minor seven inversions and finally the half diminished inversions. So, you get the question a lot. When am I going to use these? Kind of like the seventh grade kid in algebra class. Hey teacher, why do I have to learn this? When am I going to learn this? When am I going to use this? So I was thinking about one particular way to practice these to kind of, change things up a little bit that actually turns out to reveal a very interesting and useful reason why to learn these. So if you have, there's the root position major 7. Here's the first inversion major 7. But guess where it is? It's also a 3 chord. So you can think about it as a first inversion A chord, or you can think about it as a root position 3 chord of some sort. Ted Green had a word for this. He called it a homophone. Same sound, different meaning, like principal and principal. This would be, instead of thinking of 3, 1, 5, 7, you could think of it as a C sharp chord of some sort, which is 1. If there's a flat 6, there's a minor third, and a fifth. So I thought, why don't I categorize these? So here's a 1. So this could work over a 1 chord or a 4 chord. This could work over a 3 chord or a 6 chord. This could work over a 1 chord or a 5 chord. And finally, the last one, this one, it could work over a 3 chord or a 7 chord. So I thought, why don't I just categorize these as, into their respective, 1 chord, 2 chord, and so on. So in 1 chord, you have these particular 4 inversions. Each one has 4. These are just the 7th chord inversions, okay? There's a lot more you could do. There's actually 20 different 4-note chords you can do in each mode, but here are 4 7th chord inversions that work in each mode. So a 1 chord can have root position major 7. It can have a second inversion major 7. It can have a first inversion minor 7, which is the same as a minor 6 chord, and it can have a third inversion minor 7th chord, which is instead of thinking of it as in this case, a B minor 7 over A. That's maybe a good way to think about it so you can get to it quick. B minor with an A in the bass. But it's also, you can think about it as A something, a 1, a 2, 4, 6. Okay, there's the 2, there's the 4, there's the 6, right? Which happens to be the notes that are not contained in this chord are contained in this chord. They call it the complementary intervals. So anyway, you could do something like that. Come up with a little modal etude that has those 4 chord shapes in it, Very happy 1 chord. And if you go to the 2 chord, here are the 3, sorry, my writing's kind of messy, but here you have a dominant 7. Second inversion works. So I know that's a very strong sound. It sounds like a D7, that one. But if you hear it as an A something, is a 6, there's a minor third, there's a 4, and then you have a root position minor 7, and then you have a third inversion minor 7, the same one you had earlier on and then a first inversion half diminished, which is the same as a minor 6. So you've got 4 different unique 7th chord inversions that work over a Dorian. And then over a 3 chord, you have first inversion major 7. So there's your flat 6. It's like a minor 7 with a flat 6. Sorry, a minor triad with a flat 6. And then you have sounds like a Phrygian chord, you know, modal voicing instead of, you know, that's one of the chords that people have as a stumbling block when they're learning their major 7 inversions. That would be a third inversion of a B flat major 7. That has a certain, you know, of course that sounds like a B flat major 7. This one, even though it's got the same notes, it doesn't really sound like a B flat chord. It's I would venture to say it's not that useful as a B flat chord. But as an A chord, it's a very nice Phrygian voicing. Pops up again as a Locrian voicing, also useful. But let's just, in the context of Phrygian, we've got the first inversion of a major 7, third inversion of a major 7, root position of minor 7, and then second inversion of a minor 7. So right away you have this sort of Phrygian vamp that sounds just fine. Okay, now going on to the 4 chord, you have again 4 major 7 inversions. Sorry, 4 7th chord inversions that work over a 4 chord. You have a root position of a major 7. You have a third inversion of a dominant 7. Okay, so you can think of that as a B7 over A, or just a B triad over A. But it sounds really nice as an A something. It's got a 6, it's got a 2, it's got a sharp 4. You know, it's a very nice Lydian chord, especially in context with. And then it also has a minor 7 first inversion, and it has a second inversion, minor 7 flat 5. Or half diminished. So in context, you got. Sounds like Lydian. Now go on to the 5 chord, the mixed Lydian. Major 7 second inversion. Dominant 7 root position. Minor 7 first inversion. And then minor 7 third inversion. And then moving on to the 6th chord, you've got the major 7 first inversion. Minor 7 root position, minor 7 second inversion, and then half diminished third inversion. That's a nice Aeolian vamp right there. Okay, and then finally, here's Locrian stuff. Third inversion of a major 7, dominant first inversion, minor 7 second inversion, and then root position half diminished. So in context, let's do all of them. Here we go. 2, 3, go. To add even more layers of something you can work on is you can try these as arpeggios on each mode. So of course the first, one, you can play a major 7 obviously, but you could play the second inversion. You could play the first inversion of a minor 7, which is or you could play the third inversion of a minor 7, which is this one. Okay, and same with all the other ones. You can I don't know, just exponentially grow all the stuff that you can practice, obviously. But there you go. Hopefully that answers the question, when am I going to use this? When can I use this? Why should I learn this? This is just one example. Okay, see ya.